we just want to figure out, we started off asking you we know you're 32 years old, you're a salesman, and a lot of people wanted me to ask you if you are actually a model on the side, because judging from your IG page, looks like you're a model.
I've say a jack of all trades. I think that's the coolest thing. I've been a bunch of different things, and I've had my fair share of modeling. I've actually been in Miami Swim Week. I've done New York Fashion Week. I've done so yeah, I definitely had my experience with the modeling aspect. The show that I've had got me a lot of exposure, and I've signed with 2 agents, and they get me sometimes.
So we know you got a lot of compliments from the ladies on the show, as well as probably in real life. But so that's probably nothing new to you. In fact, one of the show producers, when they were asking you about the uh, attention that you were getting from cast members, you commented that you're like honey, and there were a lot of bees around. So are you how hard is that for you to maneuver through people who just want to get to know you because of how you look, and they don't bother going below the surface?
I think that is reoccurring issue in my people will just take me on a superficial level, whether it's my past experience playing in the NFL, the modeling stuff, some of the TV stuff, more of the outward kind of taking the time to kind of realize who I am inside. And right 30s, I'm looking to a little bit more of a in-depth that it can actually kind of connect more body, mind, and soul than just a physical outward. So with that whole conversation has been very troubling for me, because allow you don't get to know truly who I am.
On the show, let's turn to some of the feedback you were getting from the ladies on the show. Sharice, one of the female cast members, she showed you a lot of love and attention, even after you flip-flopped, Devin, on whether or not you had a child. But a lot of people thought Sharice was a little, aggressive. Uh, whether so Did you forget, Devin, that when because that's one of the things people ask you when you get to know them, what do you do for a living, do you have any children? And at first you said no, and then after a few seconds it was like, well, yeah, I have a 10-year-old son. So is that because, did you forget, or is that because you rarely see him? What's the deal with how you answered that question?
It was something that um, on a regular keep guarded and close to my heart. It's been a situation that hasn't been one of the best life, and not by having the child, but my counterpart, his hasn't really made it the best situation for me or my family. It's had a lot of turmoil, the PFA against her. It's been a situation that's I'm working traditionally. I would definitely keep that a little bit closer to my heart, because I am a private person. What or TV, the magazines and whatnot. Truly, Devin really is on a personal level, and it was nothing that I would forget about or elevation is to kind of say no, because I don't really want to kind of give off that side of me, know somebody more of an intimate level. But going into this experience, the one thing is truly who I am, and that was part of it. So again, my neck it off and say no, but again, going into this, my focus with Devin was kind of give people a real life to who I am and not sugarcoat.
So when is the last time that you saw your son? And I hear what you're saying. You know, you don't want to tell intimate details or personal details about yourself to everyone because that's just not, you know, what you need to do. But in a setting like that where you have to make a good, positive, genuine impression with people in a matter of an hour, you
Absolutely.
know, then that's something that people, you know, want to expect for you to be honest about. How long has it been since you spent time with your son?
So I've seen my son Kingston. Um, Again, it's something where I do actively see him, just not to the extent that I want to. I can speculate and you know, kind of throw whatever ideas they have around the relationship. These TV shows, this isn't my first experience, so I do understand that things could be a little bit edited off, not the way you naturally intend to. And see my son, it's just not to the extent that I want to, or the strong relationship that I want to. And again, and that's been a lot of hindrance from, you know, my counterpart, his mother. And I'm not thinking bad about her, but it's been a situation where you know it's been a lot of turmoil. I'm trying to you know, make the best of it.
So during the roundtable interviews, when you were talking about knowing about previous seasons, you mentioned that you watched the show with your mom. Is she a big fan of the show? Did she encourage you to be on the show to try to find love?
Yeah, my mother was actually the tipping point for me. It kind of was, you know, I kind of believe in the flow of life, and you know, and one of the casting producers reached out to me, and I was going through the process, and then she was watching the show, and I was like, Mom, you know, I'm actually in the process of interviewing for the point to say, encourage me to go on and, you know, try to find something new. I am getting into I'd love to find my person, and I thought it was a great opportunity to kind of do that. Have a conversation with my mom, have her see me on TV, you know, going for love again.
So was she disappointed when you were told to leave before you felt like you found that person? What did she say about that?
I don't think disappointed. You know, I think my mother's always going to be proud of me, and I think especially because of how, with the whole son aspect and kind of being transparent about that, but on a national stage, which is something that again, in my history, I used to always my heart. You know, she was proud of me. You know, and that's the person that I'm trying to impress or make proud. You know, and her opinion means more than the world's to me. So, you know, I'm very very tight with her. I have the only child and relationship, and I'm very very thankful to have a mother like her, and the definition of loyalty. So yeah.
And so that leads me to this question. It sounds like you don't have um, a, a, a traditional relationship with your dad. Is your dad in the picture? And might that be a reason why you know, because from one generation to the next, things kind of go the same. You kind of repeat the behaviors of your parents. Are you close to your father?
Quite the contrary. Me and my dad are actually building a new foundation of relationships. My whole time, um, him and my mother have actually done everything they could to stay together and raise me as a whole family. And I'm very lucky to have that both parents in my life. still together, and essentially work a tripod. My dad's relationship probably isn't as strong as my mom. Dad's was so much based off of football. And once that's 24, 25, and I couldn't play no more, we essentially had to start a relationship over. It was always that kind of player-coach relationship. So my dad, he's a great guy. I love him just as much as my mom, but I guess my mom's relationship's a little bit special. Been a big mama's boy growing up, and just had that, that really my mother. My dad's, a great guy. He's always been part of my life. More of like a dictator, a little bit, that little bit of a disciplinarian when I was younger, but me and Mick, he's better than ever at this point in our lives.
So, since you left the show, how has your search for love been? What have you been doing differently, or what have you found out about yourself? I know when you were on the show, you talked about how you do get when you get nervous, you sweat, and that might come across as being something other than what it is. How are you handling that?
The biggest thing I'm handling that is truly, for so long, I think that I've always tried to impress the world. Make a good impression on people who really do not have an end. I come off as, on a superficial level, a very go suave kind of guy, but recently, or transparently, I'm a little guy, redhead, little middle school guy. So it's a little bit of an oxymoron, really match my personality. But for the longest time, I've tried to bridge that gap and pretend to be somebody I'm not. But nowadays, I'm truly content on who I am. And if that's awkward, if that's a little bit shy, goofy, whatever it may be, I'm embracing that. And I think the right person will be for me. And I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not anymore.
So one of the things that Sharice, who was kind of like your person on the show, said was that, oh, you didn't bring a housewarming gift to the dinner.
Yeah.
Is that something you kind of knew but you forgot, or you thought that was not a big deal? Like, what did you think about her saying he even bring me a bottle of wine and then he tried to, did he do number 2 in my bathroom? What are some of the things that you felt about what the people said about you by watching the show that they might not have told you?
I think in any situation, you look at the rest of the guys. What production's there to do is make a captivating show, to build a story, to kind of no shit on them, but I feel like from day one I was kind of categorized, especially with the whole child situation, especially because of maybe a little bit because of my looks, because of the past football player experience. I think in a lot of categorized as that bad boy. So in turn, I actually reached out to everybody in the United States, and I was instructed not to bring anything. So it's not like I'm some scumbag who doesn't. That was the first thing I asked is, hey, do I need to bring anything? And I was instructed not to. Everybody else kind of showing up with their own gifts and things. It's a little bit, but again, it's for the show, but a lot of things are edited to portray you as a certain kind of manner. It was the first thing I did ask was, hey, do I need to bring anything to this little dinner?
So then you think that you not bringing anything as instructed might have been a part of production to give Sharice something to talk about, because we know, based on what we know about Sharice at this point, that would be something that she would bring up.
Correct. But even mindfully so, I feel like Sharice is a spoken, aggressive female, and that's why I was so attracted to her, because every people thinks about her. And in saying that I feel like even though I did not bring anything, kind of gave me that soft spot in her heart and said, that's just Devin. Which wasn't the truth. I thought it spoke volumes to her feelings about me and our connection, and that's someone I still keep in contact, to this day. So you never know what will happen.
Now, I know that you guys recorded the reunion show last weekend, yes?
I'll actually be traveling down to Miami this afternoon, and we'll be.
Oh, okay. So it's this Saturday. So what revelations are you planning on confronting anybody about anything? Do you think somebody's gonna have something that they need to get off their chest concerning you? What do you think is gonna be the drama we're gonna see on the reunion show?
I haven't really watched the shows too much in my stance. It's all for fun. It's all a good time. You embark on this adventure to kind of open up your life to everybody, and first opportunity to be on TV. So whether things were edited or bad stuff to say about me, I don't hold any judgment about that. It's all peace, love, and happy. Grateful to see everybody on the cast. They're all truly great people from my perspective. Same kind of impact on them.
So are you moving out of Miami? I see it looks like you're even moving out of the place or moving into the place. What's going on in the background?
So I just got over here in Tampa. So I'm splitting time between Tampa and Miami at the moment. As I mentioned, I think a little bit earlier, I did kind of purchase 2 new solar companies that I'm trying to, and they have a big presence here in Tampa. So I've been spending a lot of time up here trying to get the business up. I just moved in this place this morning, oddly enough. So you kind of see it's a little bare bones back there. It's exciting. I got a lot of cool things going in my life that are kind of transpiring in the right. Just kind of keep the ball rolling for the second half of 2022.
Well, we appreciate you making time to be with us, and we apologize to our viewers for the audio trouble. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you want to part with about us knowing about you?
No, I think the biggest thing is that I came off the most authentic, truest version of myself. That might not be for everybody, and again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and you love it whether you hate it. I'm still happy for it. All the DMs, whether whatever needs to be done in order to make people feel okay, I'm fine with it. My story, and I know what I'm looking for. I know the journey that I've been down through so far, and I'm looking to kind of take this platform, whether that's going to be having a voice for fathers who don't with their child, or whether it's for even being more so of a mixed kid, advocate, a mixed kid, half black, half white. You kind of had your little bit of that identity crisis that you one realm, whether it's not being black enough or being too. It's a situation where I think a lot of mixed kids don't have that identity path to kind of, so to bring light to that, and hopefully start a foundation, some peace and mental health towards those kind of children, as don't really have a say in their child's lives. That's my biggest goal with these, and all the other rest, I could be the clown, I could be the player, I could be the bad boy. That's all fine, but there is an underlying meaning that I'm trying to get behind, and that's the biggest thing that's important to me.
Well, we appreciate you again making time to join us, and we certainly look forward to finding out more about you. And of course, you do have an Instagram page, and so people can find you there, Devin Duggan. Are you, since you were on the show, are you getting a lot of DMs and stuff? People trying to
Yeah.
talk to you?
I mean, I'm not the best at responding. So again, I will say a lot of DMs. And some people get a little bit agitated that I don't. Just something that I'm busy living in the real world. I'm trying to life and my son's life, the best it could be in my real life world. And while social media, it's not one of the top priorities for me. So if you do message me and I don't get back, don't think I'm ignoring you. I've had people get a little bit agitated, like, why do you take so long? Do you not answer fans? I'm getting there, and there is a lot that goes into there. But slowly and surely appreciate all the support and all the love that I've received, and I just hope it continues.
All righty, so we've been talking to Devin Duggan, the cast member on season 6 of Ready to Love, Owns Network. So thanks again, and we look forward to seeing you on the reunion show. And we'll keep in touch, Devin.
Absolutely, I appreciate y'all having me. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk soon.
All righty, have a good one.
Take care now.